Hey, welcome back. So today we're going to talk about the FL Studio channel rack. It's the place where you assign all of the instruments and samples that you're going to use to make music with in FL Studio. Let's get into it. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and open the template that we had before. And it's right there. It's called Song Template, and that should get us going right about now. So you've got two different types of things that you can assign in the channel rack. One of them is what I call the sample window, where you can trigger a sample. And the other one is a virtual instrument. So like the bass here. So, yeah, gonna make some noise there. And we also have the keys, basic piano. And then we have a synth. That's there's a bunch of different synths, but that's just the one I chose. It's not particularly easy to use or anything. So with the sampler window, you can re-trigger any sound you want to that you can cut, any kind of audio sound, WAV files or other. And that's how you do it right there. So I'm not going to get into all the settings, but one of the settings I use a lot is there's an out button here, or actually it's a knob, and it will reduce and kind of fade out the sound. It's great for drum sounds. You also have a button there that will normalize the sound and take the loudest part to the top there. It's kind of handy also. You can also reverse the sound, and then the sample start is more about if you didn't cut the sample really to the front of the sound, you can move it to tighten it up a little bit. That's handy for drum sounds. Let's talk about the pitch control. Up here near the top, you can adjust how much you want to pitch that sound up or down as the default. So normally I only go about an octave, but you can go up or down there. But I think you can crank that like 2 or 3 octaves. Yeah, I can go way up with that. Like I'm already at, that's 2 octaves right there. So I can pitch it way down. Usually I set it about an octave, which is 12 points. 12 points up or down is usually fine for drums. So at this point we want to add a VST. I want to show you how to do that. Let me go ahead and close out the sampler window. So down here, there's a trapezoid with the plus on it. If you click on that, you get a list of available plugins and instruments. So I'm going to go ahead and add a sampler window. So that's way down here. It's a sampler. And there we go. And we're going to go ahead and assign a new triggerable sound. And that's in the window here. I'm going to go ahead and go back to my packs, go back to my drums, and go to my cymbals, and I think I've got a decent crash cymbal in there somewhere. And it's right about there. That's good. So now I'm going to show you how to add VSTs that aren't on that list. So go back to the little trapezoid there, and then at the top of the screen it says More Plugins. And then you get a little window here. And then these are all the VSTs you have installed on the computer. And like there's Triple Cheese, I just installed that one. That's why it's highlighted. It's the last thing I've installed. I'm gonna go ahead and double click on that. And there it is, and it has its own channel now. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the mixer assignment, and that we do that in the channel rack right here. Every number corresponds with a mixer track. So here we go, and hit record on that first so that it's rolling, and then I go and make a little noise. So what you want to do is you have the mixer here, and then you assign each individual instrument to a mixer track. And I did all of the mixer assignments last time, so I'm going to go ahead and send number 1 to the kick right there. And then number 2 goes to the hi-hat, number 3 goes to the snare, and then number 4 goes to the bass simulator right there, and number 5 goes to the keys, and number 6 goes to there. And then I can always add higher numbers later on. So the other thing we can do here is we can do pan and volume control right at the channel rack level. So you can mix entirely in the mixer console when you're done with everything, but I like doing the rough mix in the channel rack itself. So another thing we got going on here is the channel select or the instrument select. So when you've got an instrument active, it's got this little green rectangle, and then when you hear sound coming out of it, it's darkened in like that. That way you know which instrument you're triggering with your keyboard controller. So each channel rack pattern is like a pattern. If you see up there, it says pattern 1. So you can change the length of that pattern. It doesn't have to default to the 4 beats. It can be up to 64 or 128 beats. So you can make a really long pattern if you want. Normally I do, instead of doing just the 4 beats, like I'm going to show you, this is 4 on the floor here, standard kind of thing. There you go. You can also, I usually do, for drum beats, I'll do twice as long. So it's got a basic beat and then a kind of resolve for that beat. I'm really used to that kind of thing. So you take it out to 32, and then that gives us the 8-beat pattern. Hey, I don't talk about this enough, but all of the background music you hear on my channel is me. I primarily use FL Studio for any time I use a VST instrument or a sample, but I use other DAWs for when I'm recording live stuff. As always, if you need to contact me, you can reach me at studioonaBudget@gmail.com. See you next time. Thanks.